Good afternoon and welcome. We have over 100 customers from all over the state of Florida on today's webinar, and thank you for attending. Customers include partners from the state, city, county levels, as well as various higher ed and school districts. We want to thank you, first of all, for trusting ABI-SPL to meet your AV needs. As you know, we are a Tampa-based company with offices in Jacksonville, Orlando, Tallahassee, and we have the state covered. Today, we're going to provide you with the following tools to help you find the right replacement contract for you. Tools include this webinar, a FAQ that will be sent out based on today's Q&A, and support for any questions that you have from both our headquarters as well as your trusted ABI-SPL local rep. We're proud to be your go-to AV company, and we're proud to be named by Frost & Sullivan as the Company of the Year for Video Conferencing Services in 2016. Now let's get down to business. The Florida State Contract 880-000-09-1 expires this week. This decision was made by Florida DMS to not renew this contract for all AV providers, not just ABI-SPL. However, has provided a New York contract for your department, agency, or school that can piggyback on in its place. We will go over this and other options today. For purposes of this webinar, we are considering this to be option 1. There isn't a lot of information out there about this new contract, but we are happy to provide to you what we know. We were in touch with DMS yesterday, and they stated that there is information available on their website starting next week. We will be watching on the website often for more updates, and we'll be happy to provide this information as soon as we possibly can. Now let's get into option 1. Option 1, so far what we know is the New York contract includes several manufacturers and partners that we often work with, and we will be, and the list is provided to you as below. I'm going to turn this over to Cindy.Turner, our Public Sector Contracts Manager, to discuss this option further. Take it away, Cindy.
Thank you, Jay. If you wouldn't mind, would you advance to the next slide? So, as you saw, we have many manufacturers that are listed or awardees of the New York State contract, and they have extended this invitation down to Florida for the new contract that they're going to be utilizing. It's the number 521-61500-ACS-16-1. This is going to be a manufacturer driven contract, so all updates and revisions are going to be done by the awarded manufacturers. ABI-SPL will not be able to make any type of changes or updates on this. It's my understanding that the updates will be done on a 6-month interval, and it will be done through the state of New York, and then, as far as I know, it will be sent back down to Florida once it's been approved. Once we do that, we will update this information on our contracts page. So, we'll keep everyone updated and post all of this information on our website as it becomes available. We are going to be listed as a reseller for many of the manufacturers who extended the contract down to the state of Florida. So, thank you, and back over to you, Jay.
You bet. Thank you, Cindy. Option 2 is the Interlocal Purchasing System, also known as TIPS. TIPS, in partnership with ABI-SPL, provides a contract vehicle to purchase from over 150 of the best-in-class manufacturers. ABI-SPL has a very strong relationship with TIPS and is very easy and free to join. Our TIPS manager, program manager, is Frank Marin, and is a great guy and is a former purchasing agent, and honestly, he really does know his stuff. Unfortunately, Frank is on a plane right now and was unable to make the webinar live today. However, we did pre-record some information about the contract, and we'll be happy to play it for you now. Stand by for just one moment.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to your customers. in lovely Florida. My name is Frank Myron. I'm the program manager for the East region, and I reside in Athens, Georgia, and cover Maine to Florida. Just a little background on me. I am a former educator and school administrator in Ohio, and I came to purchasing cooperatives some 17 years ago from purchasing, where I was assistant director of purchasing in Athens Regional Medical Center in Athens, Georgia. So I've had quite a bit of experience in this arena and using cooperatives. So I hope that assists you in understanding where TIPS is a national purchasing cooperative, and as such, we have competitively bid contracts that we use for all 50 states. Jay, change slides, please. As I mentioned, we're a national purchasing cooperative. We make public sector purchasing easy, public sector purchasing compliant with your state laws, and we obviously make it economical because our bids are competitively bid, and that makes pricing exceptional. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, we're a public agency. Other agencies can piggyback off of TIPS competitively bid awarded contracts to satisfy your public legal procurement process. We're legal in all 50 states, and our website is tips-usa.com and has everything you need to use your contract. Next slide, please. The Interlocal Purchasing System Cooperative with Region 8 Education Service Center is a public agency created by the Texas legislature in 1967, located in Pittsburgh, Texas. Chapter 8 of the Texas Education Code established the Education Service Center as a state agency, and making that a competitively bid contract through a public agency, thereby allowing you to piggyback off the contract or contracts that we offer. Next slide, please. Well, what is TIPS? Why TIPS? This is a public purchasing cooperative that competitively bids and awards contracts for procurement of goods, services, and solutions for public agencies. We're available for use by all public, private, colleges, universities, cities, counties, and nonprofit 501c3 entities. We have close to 5,000 members nationally. We have over 100 contract categories and over 1,000 vendors. Next slide, please. Quick review. We are a government agency. We advertise nationally. We competitively bid our contracts. We use sourcing scoring criteria to evaluate the bids. We have contract terms and legal contact information and TIPS contact information to support our members. Please, next slide. How can you use the ABL SBI contract? Well, membership with us is free of charge, as any quality cooperative contract solution should be. When you register, you select Y for change of contract venue. When you create a PO made to the reseller, to ABI directly, and include the TIPS ABI contract number on your PO, and that contract number is 112-1914, audiovisual equipment and supply. You then email the PO to TIPS PO at tips-usa, and we will review that PO to make sure it's compliant. The pricing is compliant at or below the contract offer. And then we will send that PO back to you and ABI so you do business as normal. Next slide, please. When you go to our website at tips-usa.com, you'll see this screen, and you'll notice that the home bar has contracts, membership, vendors, etc. And those are sites that you will want to go to get additional information specific to the ABI contract. Next slide, please. When you look at joining for membership, you'll notice that there are some things to pay attention to. At the bottom of the box, you'll see accept terms and conditions. When you go on that site, that won't be there until such time as So to review terms and conditions, and once you get to the bottom, accept terms and conditions will appear. Well, one other point relative to this slide is the change of venue. Texas and Arizona are the only two states that require an interlocal agreement. You may have a need to provide that, and we have it on our website for membership enrollment. But if you don't use that, then change the venue. Terms and conditions will apply to your location, not Texas. And that becomes a very simple solution to make certain that the contract terms and conditions for any of our contracts apply to your home base. Next slide, please. When you select contracts, pick all vendors, and then you'll pick the AVI under the folder of A, go to AVI, and you'll pick AVI for greater detail. Next slide. When you're looking at the AVI landing page, you'll see an overview, and it will give you some specifics, and then you'll notice due diligence, contract, and some other tabs. The next slide, please. This is the most important part of the slide. When you do a contract, you have the documentation in your file. When you use a cooperative solution, you need the documentation in your file. Our contracts all have a due diligence tab, and that will allow you to download all the documentation relative to helping you stay compliant should an auditor walk through the door. So bidding response, advertising, all of the documentation is right there for easy download. Next slide. This slide is relative to a one-pager. We'll look specifically at a document that your AVI rep will have for you. And it will simply give you the quick overview of who we are, how you comply, who should participate, how you can join for free, and then, more importantly, how you can purchase this specific contract. What is the process to do that? You'll notice in the next slide my contact information. I'm Frank Myron, Program Manager for the East Region, as I've mentioned. You can call me directly at 706-372-0359 or email me at frank.myron@tips-usa.com. I'm happy to respond, help you get the information you need, answer any of your questions. Jay, if you would be kind enough to call up the slide that we were referring to, the how-to page, I'd appreciate it. There you go. And you'll notice that that's just a larger version of what the slide was referring to. You'll get a copy of that for your benefit from your AVI rep. You'll notice that, again, it reviews the process. And just to reinforce, when you're making the purchase, AVI will invoice you directly. You take that information, plug it into your PO, and more importantly, plug the contract number and descriptor into your PO, so when you send it to us at tipspo at tips-usa.com, we will review that purchase order pricing against the contract to make certain that the pricing is at or below your contract price, thereby ensuring that you, AVI, and us will be safe should an auditor walk through the door. We know that the pricing is compliant with the contract. More difficult than that, but again, feel free to ask your AVI rep any questions or call me directly, and I'm happy to help wherever I can.
Excellent. So that was some information about the TIPS contract. And now we're going to go into the next portion of this, and I'm going to turn it over to Amy.Dougherty, who is the Federal Contracts Manager, to discuss option 3, which is GSA. Take it away, Amy.
Thanks, Jay. So state and local agencies in education can purchase off of a GSA Schedule 70 through the GSA's Cooperative Purchasing Program. There are 2 GSA contracts that are actually a part of this program. The Schedule 70 includes IT products and services, It's the largest and most widely acquisition vehicle for the federal government. The Schedule 84 is used for purchase of security and law enforcement equipment. So AVI-SPL actually has a Schedule 70 contract. We currently have products from Crestron and Smart on this contract. More manufacturers are being added all the time. You can see that we also have teaming partners with other manufacturers that also have a Schedule 70 GSA contract. So unfortunately, the product can be somewhat limited due to the fact that all the products must be TAA compliant, and it does take some time to get products added to the contract. But that is definitely an option for you to use. So that's a quick, brief overview of GSA. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Amy. And for our smart customers, not meaning necessarily basing that on intelligence, but basing that on the customers that buy smart boards from us, we also have another option. Cindy.Turner is now going to talk about the PEPM contract.
Thank you, Jay. We do have this option because Smart opted not to extend the New York State contract down to Florida because they have PEPM and they have a contract here in Florida for that. So as you can see, we have additional information regarding this contract that can be found on their website, and then there's also a guide that they have posted as well. This again is open to education, state, local, county, so pretty much anyone can use it. There are some stipulations where they do want purchase orders sent direct through them, and all of that information will be found on that website. But if you need further details and information, I'll be happy to send that to you if you send me a request via either email or you can give me a call. And there you go.
Excellent. Thank you, Cindy. All right. So that rounds out 4 different contract options for you, but we still have more that are out there. There is a complete list of the AVI-SPL contracts that you can see on the links on this slide, as well as was provided by Anthony in the chat window as well. This provides information about all of the contract vehicles that are available, or you can also contact your local sales rep, Cindy.Turner, about state contracts, or Amy.Dougherty about federal contracts. Now we're going to go ahead and get started with the Q&A section of this webinar. We will be capturing all of the questions from today's webinar and any follow-up questions in an FAQ document, and we'll be sending it out to all registrants and attendees from today's webinar. We ask that if you have a question, please put it into the chat window, and we will be happy to start the Q&A session. So please feel free. I'm sure that there are a lot of questions that are out there.
Jay, while we're waiting on some of these questions to come in, I do have a couple that have already been sent to me, so I just wanted to go ahead and get those taken care of. And
awesome. Go ahead.
The first question I had was, do I need to put the contract number on my purchase order? And yes, the contract that you're going to be using needs to be added to your purchase order so it can be properly reported and pricing can be confirmed. Then I have a second question which says, can I add open market items on the same PO as my contract items? And yes, you can put both of those on the same purchase order, but again, you still need to reference the purchase or the state contract that you're going to be utilizing. I have another question. I think I kind of briefly touched on this. It says, can Audiovisual Innovations make updates on the new Florida ACS contract? And no, only the awarded manufacturers can make any type of changes. And again, those changes, from my understanding, will be every 6 months. And then once they've been approved, then that information will flow back to us.
And we do have a question, Jay. If you could hear, will they extend the TIPS past December 2017?
Thank you, Anthony.
At this time, TIPS, that is the expiration date, but they have extensions that we've been utilizing. So if there are any additional extensions, then yes, that will be extended. But I'll have to go back and take a look to see how many extensions have been used and how many we have left. And they can always go back to their account manager and request information, and if they don't know the answer, then we can always assist them with that as well. So there's different options where we can take care of any questions that the customer may have.
Excellent. Anthony, thank you very much. And Cindy and Amy, thank you very much. We look forward to fielding any questions that you may have. I'm sure that there is a lot that will be coming in just because we had a couple of technical difficulties with the webinar software this morning or this afternoon, but we look forward to helping you out. And then we will also be following up, as Anthony mentioned, in an email with a copy of this webinar as well as the FAQs and any other information that we are getting from Florida DMS. We thank you very much for attending today's webinar, and we look forward to helping you and servicing you in the future. Have a great day.